Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this emergency live broadcast. So who was really in charge the last 4 years? Obviously, ladies and gentlemen, we people with a brain cell, we knew it wasn't Biden. We knew Joe Biden was in cuckoo land. He didn't know what the hell was going on. He didn't know what day it was. He was sniffing kids. He was falling upstairs. He was falling off bicycles and shaking hands with people that were not there. So who was really in charge? Well, now that Donald Trump and MAGA is back in charge, a Republican attorney general from a conservative state is looking into this. And ladies and gentlemen, he who controlled the pen has been controlling the world the last 4 years. And we are going to get right into that and look over all the evidence presented. Do me a huge favor, smash that thumbs up button. It really helps with the algorithm and I appreciate it. Also, leave me a comment. Where are you watching me from? And how was your day going? And 3, make sure that you are subscribed with bell notifications on so you never miss an upload or a breaking news story, and share this with a friend or two. And before we continue, a special shout out to the sponsor of today's live broadcast, that is Verity Metals. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Patriot, family, Christian-owned gold, silver, and precious metals IRA firm, and they protect and invest your money into physical constitutional gold and silver, like this roll of 21-ounce American Silver Eagles. And because they love the Patriot community so much, they will give you free silver when you call or text 480-717-9081. Tell them Vlad sent you. Links are down below in the description. You get to support the channel and a Patriot-owned company and protect your money. How cool is that? Let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show you, we're going to be jumping from different articles. But did you know Ukraine agreed to a 30-day ceasefire? Now we're waiting for Russia to respond, which is amazing. Here's the story. What's going on? There we go. Who's behind this autopen? 6 criminals were pardoned with Biden autopen signed in the city of Washington on the same day that Joe Biden was on vacation and golfing in St. Croix. Now, what does it mean by autopen? From here, we're jumping onto Twitter. Watch this. They did a AI comparison of all these different pardons that Joe Biden supposedly signed. Now, remember this before we watch this. Remember this. No matter how good you are at your signature, every time you sign it, there's going to be a difference. There's always going to be a slight difference from each one. Even Donald Trump, if you look at all of his signatures, all of them have a distinction, a little difference. But watch this. See that? On different dates, from different locations, it's the same. We're going back. Watch this. This is the Biden family pardon, the Dr. Fauci pardon, the J6 committee pardon, the Londergan pardon, and the General Milley pardon. Every signature is exactly the same. But ladies and gentlemen, we all know who Alina Habba is, right? Trump's attorney. She exposed Joe Biden's fake Oval Office. Remember the last 4 years, we're like, is that a studio? Something doesn't seem right. Watch this clip.
You guys, I just finished a show. Look at the room that they put me in. We're in Biden's fake Oval Office, everybody. And I've actually figured this out. I now know why. I now get it. Turn the camera around. There is a screen, teleprompter to the face. All I can say is the last administration was a disgrace. You guys,
let's watch it again. This is Joe Biden's fake.
Look at the room that they put me in.
White House.
We're in Biden's fake Oval Office, everybody. And I've actually figured this out.
It's a studio.
I now know why.
Oh my
I now
goodness.
get it. Turn the camera around. There is a screen, teleprompter to the face. All I can say is the last administration was a disgrace. You guys?
So think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Fake signatures, somebody with the computer, right, was the same exact signature everywhere. Now we found the fake Oval Office. Ladies and gentlemen, the last 4 years was a fraud. It was fake. It doesn't exist. Now, okay. Now we're going to jump off from here. We're jumping back to the story. Who was behind Biden's autopen? Last week, Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey asked the Justice Department to investigate whether the White House staffers exploited Joe Biden's cognitive decline and issued far-left orders at the end of his presidency without his knowledge. Quote, I am demanding the Department of Justice investigate whether President Biden's cognitive decline allowed unelected staff to push through radical policy without his knowing approval, Bailey wrote. He goes on to say, if in fact Biden staffers were exploiting his mental decline, those orders are null and void, he added. Andrew Bailey cited Joe Biden's decision to commute the federal death sentences of nearly 40 prisoners on death row. Quote, staffers and vice presidents cannot constitutionally evade accountability by laundering far-left orders through a man who does not know what he is signing. If in fact this has been occurring, then all those orders are void, Bailey added. Bailey also cited special counsel Robert Hur's report on Biden's cognitive decline. Quote, and what was described as the loudest public alarm about Joe Biden's mental acuity, special counsel Herb described Biden as a, quote, elderly man with a poor memory who could not even remember when he was vice president or even within several years when his son passed away, Bailey wrote. Who was making the decisions? Who was really running the country while Biden occupied the White House? The Oversight Project has gathered every document they could find with Biden's signature. All use the same autopen signature, except for the announcement that he was dropping out of the 2024 election race. Did we get duped? Ladies and gentlemen, let's think about this far and wide. Last 4 years, like Joe Biden, like Donald Trump was saying, what kind of people, like what kind of president would fund wars, open the border, give money to anyone and everyone, push these radical agenda ideas? Well, what if the president is too incompetent, too dumb to understand what the hell is going on? And what's really going on is his radical left tranny staff are using auto signature to push their agenda. And that is exactly what happened, ladies and gentlemen. These last 4 years, it was a sham. It was a scam. It was a total scam. I want to go back to Twitter. I want to play. So Benny Johnson did a great interview with Alina Habba about the Epstein documents that are on the way, or where the hell are they, Pam Bondi? Listen to this.
Just wanted to touch on when it comes to pederasts and prosecuting them and the people who are related to them or were in league with them. Ghislaine Maxwell is the only person that's ever done any time for this Epstein, for Epstein. I guess the American people, like Pam Bondi, seemed furious in her letter to Kash Patel about the FBI withholding evidence from her on Epstein. Apparently, according to her words, there's a truckload of new evidence. Any updates on that?
It's funny. I actually just asked about this and where it's at. And I just want to say, I understand and hear the American people's, ask. And sometimes they mistakenly put it on me, and that's fine. I'm part of the administration. But I will say that I personally have checked in. They are going through it. You have to be patient, because when you are wanting to prosecute and actually do something with the information that you have to make sure that you save the integrity of the investigation so that we can bring these people to justice, so that we can hold grand juries, so that we can do certain things. You have to be careful. The value for the American people to know immediately would undercut, we have to do it. We have to expose it. We're going to be transparent 100%. But we also have to make sure we're not putting any children in danger, putting any minors that don't want and do not deserve to be publicly identified in danger, and making sure that we put forth the information that would still assist us in getting these individuals to justice. It's such a convoluted thing, but I will tell you, transparency is 100% coming. We did get a ton of documents. Pam's letter, I think, was directed towards the SDNY, that we now know the individual in charge there had directives to go in the FBI and said, be the resistance, do not turn over the documents. We have no tolerance for that. But I would just say to the American people, yes, they got the documents. Cash instructed those individuals that you must cooperate. One resigned, who was leading the charge in not cooperating. And now we have them and we have to go through them. There is a very large amount of documents, I've been told. They are going through them. And I also, frankly, believe in transparency. We have to give the American people transparency.
So you heard that there, right? There's going to be transparency. We're going to get this. We're going to get that. Can I vent a little bit, ladies and gentlemen? For the last 4 years under the fake signature president, we heard from Kash Patel on day one, if I become FBI director on day one, I'm going to release the black book, make it public. It's been 2 weeks. Mr. Kash, you're going to UFC events. You're hanging out with Dana White. We want the black book. Pam Bondi goes on Fox News, when was this, 9 days ago, says, tomorrow morning, I'm going to release the Epstein files. Tomorrow morning, she has a bunch of Twitter influencers show up to the White House, do a photo shoot with the binder where it says Epstein files part 1. You never told us that it's going to be in parts. And then people start being pissed off all over the internet. And then Pam Bondi goes back on Fox News and says, oh, I just realized there's truckloads more of documents that I didn't even know exist. We want transparency. We don't want part 1, 2, and 3. We want everything. Just upload it to the internet, redact the names of the victims, and give us everything else. And give us everything else. But I'm going to keep on top of the story, and I'll keep you guys updated. But check this out. We, at least what we and the people who have been following my channel for a while, we've been saying Biden is not running the show. Yes, he's their front president, right? He's the face of that administration, but he doesn't know what the hell's going on. I was one of the first people in 2022 who was questioning the Oval Office. I'm like, that looks weird. That's not the Oval Office I remember. The lighting is weird. The background is weird. Now we know Joe Biden was not in the Oval Office. He had a studio. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's getting crazy. But can you just imagine if they can actually prove in front of a court of law, a federal court, and have the court side with them, yes, it was fake, it was a front, it was a show, then the 2020 election is void because Joe Biden was not supposed to run and they knew, but yet they pushed him. And we have constitutional amendments against that. We're going to be in a real constitutional crisis because a lot of damage was done because of the party of the trans mans and whatever ands, dans they want to be. But that would throw us in a real constitutional crisis. And I'm going to end it with this. Imagine how funny it would be if Doge, Elon Musk and Doge would be the ones to uncover and expose who was behind Biden's pen. That would be amazing. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Once again, huge shout out to Verity Metals for sponsoring the live broadcast today. Ladies and gentlemen, they'll give you free silver on your next order. You can't beat that. So 480-717-9081. Mention Vlad, support the channel, support a Patriot company, and protect your money. God bless you. See you soon. I'm out.